All right. Before we begin, of course, if you're watching this and need Twitch VOD or on YouTube, you can catch us live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern after a WWE pay-per-view here at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ThePremiumCakeman. But, of course, there it is. Welcome to the episode 6, I believe, of the Nerds on Wrestling podcast. Today we'll be discussing Money in the Bank. I am your host, the Premium Cakeman, flanked by I Have No Toes.
Hello, guys.
Killa McGillicuddy.
Yo.
And Infamous One.
Hey, what up?
Of course, to start off the show, as usual, how you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks for asking.
That's
Doing
good.
all right, dude.
How are things in the world of cake?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Before this show
Excited for
started.
next week?
Huh? What's next week?
Guardian Con?
Oh, I'm not going.
I thought you were.
Oh, I can't go, no. Not of financial issues. I had to cancel, fortunately.
Sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it either. So feels bad, man.
It does feel bad, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all set to go. But I have to it's a really weird situation. I don't know. It's difficult to try to describe. It's a choice. I may not because of, things going on. But
Fair enough.
nevertheless, we'll see.
Of course. It's always a possibility of whether or not you go.
Yeah.
But, however, we're here to discuss Money in the Bank. And, man, I gotta tell you, post-WrestleMania, SmackDown is 0-2 on pay-per-views.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say I wasn't that big of a fan.
I gotta clear one thing up. This was a million times better than Backlash. However,
Oh, yeah.
it was still not good. Extreme Rules was
Not
better,
very.
but like not by much.
Right.
Extreme Rules was only like barely better. Overall, though, WWE needs to step up its pay-per-view game right now, dude.
It's hard to do, man, when you're trying to put on.
A pay-per-view
Yeah.
every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Well, there's a nice little split because Great Balls of Fire is actually in 3 weeks.
Hashtag great big balls, baby. Let's go.
Jeez.
Them
Hashtag,
big old balls.
hashtag WWE Balls.
This whole week when it kept getting pushed on the shows,
Yeah.
everybody saying it.
And then what made it even better too is just the logo is just
Oh, they changed it.
constantly been changing because
they
they
changed
just
it.
can't seem to get it right.
Good job, WWE. I love it. I love it. Somebody get a dick on TV, and I am proud of you.
Yeah, I don't know who was trying to
Let's
mess
be
with
honest
things,
here.
but
This probably keeps happening, and like the dicks are probably on TV just because it probably makes Vince laugh. It's the kind of thing that Vince would find amusing.
Absolutely.
I don't. Hey, you're probably not wrong. Vince wants to see what he can get away with.
He's that kind of guy.
I'm okay with it.
All right. So, Money in the Bank held in St. Louis, Missouri, aka where Randy Orton's from. And I'm assuming none of you watched the pre-show, or you don't care.
I
Yeah,
watched it.
I didn't watch it.
I had it on in the background, but technically, might as well not have watched it. I guess.
That's the pre-show. And we opened with the historic, monumental, first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match featuring Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Tamina, Carmella, and Natalya. This
I was
match,
so excited.
this
for
match,
that.
2 things happened to it. 1, it was won by a man, and 2, it was rendered irrelevant.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is kind of BS in my opinion.
The match has been
But-
rendered irrelevant due
Yeah.
to the results of SmackDown, in which the winner Carmella was stripped of the case, and there's going to be another Money in the Bank match next week on
Yep.
SmackDown.
Yep, I did hear about that.
what?
Now, see, I didn't.
With Ellsworth band.
Yeah, Ellsworth's
Yeah.
banned from ringside.
And I didn't. I was actually telling Kilo before everything jumped off. I didn't catch Raw or SmackDown this week, but I did catch the pay-per-view. But I did hear about that.
Mhm.
I did hear some snippets from Raw and SmackDown, like important things,
Yeah.
through the grapevine of that, important things that went down. But and that being one of them.
Yeah.
Which I find that a little disheartening that it happened this way, because it was billed as this monumental, history-making grand event,
Mm-hmm.
and they shit all over it, in my opinion, by ending it the way they did.
Would you say the finish was
On
whack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it as well.
Yeah,
Here's the thing: I
would say-
was watching the show live with my sister, and like a couple minutes before it happened, I predicted that exact ending.
I didn't want to see that happen. You know, the buddies I was watching it with, they were talking about some kind of nonsense happening like that, and I'm like, I hope not.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
of course, old Ellsworth.
Good old Ellsworth, the butt of all the jokes. Someone else who's probably also employed because it makes Vince laugh.
Probably, which
He
is
got so over when he first showed up, though, and got his face smashed in by
Braun
Mr.
Strowman.
Strowman. Yeah,
Yes.
but he was just like he was just the sweetheart. He was immediately catapulted into superstar status.
He was
ridiculous.
He was an actual underdog, like legitimately, which is rare for WWE these days to have actual legitimate underdogs.
Yep.
The last
enough.
true one was probably Rey Mysterio. You could say Daniel Bryan, but I think like true was Rey Mysterio.
Nothing could beat Rey Mysterio as an underdog, though.
Very true.
Rey Mysterio was pretty damn awesome.
But of course, it didn't. It also didn't help that this match, all in all, was kind of boring. There was not a lot of big spots, which you would like. I'm not saying they have to go putting each other through ladders every like 2 minutes, but like could have done something more.
Yeah.
It felt lackluster, and the finish didn't help.
It's the fact that it's a women's title match and a man won the match. That's
Very
just...
That's where the main controversy comes from.
It's
Yeah.
almost like everything they've done to build up the women's division in the WWE as a whole, like across both brands,
Mhm.
was just for nothing with the way that worked out. Again, my opinion, it's silly. I don't understand why it happened that way. Like, even because that's the thing. Oh, what are you building more story? So you want to extend out this quote unquote historical match and have it happen again? It's almost like, in my mind, it's like, how are you gonna fuck it up this time? But I mean, maybe that's just me being a little salty about it because I had higher hopes for it.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to have this ladder match, and then James Ellsworth's going to be disguised as somebody.
It's I don't know.
He'll pull a Ric Flair in WCW and be dressed as a woman in the crowd.
Oh god.
Yeah, he'll be dressed either as a woman as a crowd or as a man.
I wouldn't put it past them to do that. You know. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna, because since I didn't watch it this week, I'm gonna be sure to watch it next week.
Yeah.
To see how that goes down. Very interested to see somebody actually win. That's not Ellsworth.
That's not Ellsworth.
Yeah. I'd love to see that.
Who did you guys have winning it going in, though?
Going in,
I had Charlotte.
yeah, I think I picked Becky just for the hope, but like my mind said Charlotte.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I wanted to see Becky Lynch win it.
I'm
But
just
felt
curious as to why they want to push not Charlotte, but Carmella now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I
I wanted to see Becky get
bringing
it,
her up
but-
too early, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, what happens when the WWE pushes wrestlers on us?
Well, that's what happens when they put, like, even still, like, I feel like what she had with Enzo and Cass should have been that should have happened at the same time. But then instead, she got Ellsworth. What? It's like, come on. Like, you see what happens
You
when they
track
don't.
down lady.
Speculation with that.
They split them up like that when they should have came up all at the same time.
Yeah.
But this is what you get when shit like that happens.
You said you had some speculation too.
Yeah, like with the web, but we'll talk about it later because it has to do with Monday.
Okay, fair enough. So this show did not start out very well.
No, this is the third. This is what the second SmackDown pay-per-view that has been started off mediocre.
Mm-hmm. And unlike Backlash, this show did eventually get better, but it took a while.
A little while.
It did.
Yeah.
It took a hot
For
minute.
me, it took a few matches.
For me, it took to like the main event.
Yeah,
same here.
like right before, like I think the match before it was.
No,
No,
look
see,
at the card right now. It took the main event.
I don't know. The next match I enjoyed. We'll talk about it in a second. I didn't like the finish, but I definitely enjoyed the match.
That is a good way to define this entire night. So, the Money in the Bank match, women's Money in the Bank, it was. Hopefully, the SmackDown one's better, but I'm not holding out any hope.
Yeah.
Only WWE can, on purpose, fuck up historic moments.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, that the next match wasn't terrible.
Yeah. So
I mean, especially in comparison.
what was that match? It was the SmackDown Tag Team Championships as the Usos defended against the New Day, and actually, like you would say, yeah, it was a fun match. I enjoyed it, but then the finish happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't care for the
Usos
finish.
decided, you know what, fuck this, and then left and got kind of
Yeah, I was not happy with that because it was a great match. I mean, coming off of the ladder match, which itself wasn't that terrible,
it was okay.
the finish ruined it. This is another one. The finish ruined the match for me.
And really
Does
set
anybody
a
else-
precedent. for, like, the entire night.
What I feel like this match, like I'm okay with it ending like in a, like I would have been better with a DQ, like
Yeah.
the Usos grab weapons and end
Yeah.
it that way. That would have been more in line with who their character is.
There's just
or
something
who characters
inherently
are.
unsatisfying about countouts.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only problem I have with that match. I have a problem with it not being a clean finish or a decisive finish. I just had a way with it being, finished in a count out as opposed to something that makes more sense. Like, Uso saying, "Well, screw this, and let's just get DQ, over, just beat the crap out of."
They should have been like
Really should have targeted Big E. Really.
they should have been like Randy Orton in that one match he had on Raw in 2007, where he defended the title against Jeff Hardy. The bell rang and he immediately low blowed him. It was genius.
I would have rather had that than just, like you said, have them count out because it's pointless at that point.
It makes the Usos look a lot weaker.
It does.
Mhm.
Because they decided, you know what, we can't beat these guys, let's just leave.
We're gonna be punks and just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they
Not-
could have just
not a
grabbed
good look.
weapons and quote, let's put it in quotation marks, beat them, and they leave, still the champs, losing the match, still looking strong, and New Day doesn't really lose anything. I mean, it would have been perfect. But
I mean,
instead,
let's
they
face
had
it.
Usos
New Day will be
bitch out.
champion.
Oh,
New Day
without
will be
a doubt.
champions with champion coming soon.
Without a
I'd
doubt.
say not massively soon, but before the end of the year.
Yeah, because there's no reason why they would be on there just to be those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually something that, of course, probably wasn't a popular opinion that I shared amongst me and my buddies that were watching. If New Day were to get these tag titles and hold them just as long as the Raw titles, to kind of double up the whole record thing or try to beat their own record or whatever they would do with that storyline. Because I know there was an opinion with some friends of mine that New Day shouldn't have held the titles for that long and so on and so forth and whatever, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. Like, I wouldn't be bad about it if that was the case.
I think the issue was that their title reign just got stale, which is not really their fault. It happens with long title reigns. But of course, this match was okay. The finish kind of pooped on it, but it was all right. It was fun enough to watch.
Yeah.
Up next is a match that I'd really like to see what you guys thought of it, as the SmackDown Women's Championship was on the line as Naomi defended against Lana.
Oh boy.
You mean Naomi carried against Lana.
Naomi
Yeah.
carried Lana.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, Lana's great and all, but you could you could see the inexperience for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm
It
not
absolutely
gonna say I'm
showed.
surprised. It was her first match.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, that's the thing though, and I think it's kind of crazy that this is her first match.
It's gonna be on
official
pay-per-view
match, I
in a
guess.
title match.
It's exactly
It's a
like
pay-per-view
what?
title match.
Like what is this? How? What? You know what I mean? Like that's
Debut
it was-
matches should be on
Right.
TV against jobbers.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, not jobbers, local competitors,
Yes. Local. You
Yeah.
can't call them jobbers. People.
or
local
and
competition.
if by jobbers you mean some of the folks that have come up from NXT, which a lot of them have been jobbing out.
a lot of them have, yeah.
which is
Mhm.
terrible. But hey, you know,
That's neither here nor
hopefully,
there.
hopefully Enzo and Cass get to go in better directions at this point. But we'll get
Yeah.
to that later.
We'll get to that. Of course, this match was better than I thought it would be. Still wasn't good. It
Not
was,
at all.
It was, it was Naomi trying her
It's
damnedest.
basically Naomi versus Naomi because she basically she could have faced herself and it would have been
You know
a
what
much
it
better
is?
match.
It's that match from DDT in Japan where Kota Ibushi wrestled a blow-up doll.
Oh jeez! Oh my god!
Oh God, yeah,
It's basically that.
yeah.
However, Lana did
I
have
mean,
more in her than
that's
a blow-up
not to
doll.
say that you're saying that she is that of a blow up doll.
No,
I mean,
I'm just saying,
we're not
like-
assuming
No,
anybody's situation, but
I'm saying that in the way
it's
of
just as
the
preposterous.
match. Yes, the match was carried by one of the competitors, and the carrier was not the blow-up doll. However, the blow-up doll did hit several Canadian destroyers in a row on Kota Ibushi, which cannot be discounted.
Yes.
God, that was entertaining.
No, I'll have to go back and watch that. See if I can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
It's really weird.
But yeah, I mean, that's honestly, I didn't expect a whole lot from that match, because of the inexperience. But I think in the way of having that type of a setup for her, I think that's good.
Yeah.
From a story perspective, and I mean, if even with Naomi, like having her be the one to carry the match, like I think that's something that speaks highly of Naomi
Yeah.
for sure and her skill set. I don't know. I just hope it doesn't fall flat for Lana because I think she has a lot of potential.
This was a decent start, I'd say. This
Is it a
is
start though?
it's a start.
I guess it's a restart.
Start in terms of in-ring career for Lana.
I mean, didn't she wrestle like once or twice before though?
She wrestled like that one tag match.
She
at
wrestled
Mania
at-
32,
Yeah, Mania 32 was her only match.
and that was over a year ago. However, I feel like now that there seems to be actually going in this direction and like keeping her as a wrestler, it's not the worst start I've ever seen.
No.
Sorry, I keep muting and unmuting. People keep coming back into the room.
Could be worse. She could be Eva Marie.
Womp, womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
Side note: she is not coming back for Total Divas. If you watch that,
She is not coming back at all.
Good.
and Renee, yeah,
Bye.
I think that tells the story.
I think it does.
Let's say we're gonna have to save that sound clip so anything, just like that whack picture. Something happens, just play killer. Good.
It's like this isn't happening. Just good.
It's over. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's just all read everything. Well, thank God.
I mean,
It's just she's terrible all the way around. I don't even know where they found this broad.
but not that much. I think she was there mainly for the looks.
I mean, there's a difference between mainly and only. I think we're talking only here, if we're being honest.
Valid.
But let's move on. We had my personal favorite segment from the night. We had Fashion Vice.
Oh my god, those guys. Mm.
The first shot we see is Fandango on the phone with a piece of tape on the phone that says
Yes.
"Property of Paul Lee."
That made my night, dude.
I loved it.
That was the best.
I immediately just laughed because I was just like, "Hey, I get this joke." And they receive a videotape, like a cassette, that they just play on a TV, and a tag team challenges them to a match later in the night. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And then after this, right after, so I thought it had to do with it, we get some strange music playing, and then the debut of Mike and Maria Kanellis. I was so happy to see this.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad they're back because I loved Maria back in the the original days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her on her when she was in Ring of Honor with Mike, when they were in the Kingdom with Adam Cole, and they were a great little stable. And I'm happy to see Mike getting some WWE money because I love Mike. He's underrated.
Especially where he just came from. Yeah, I'm glad to see him back in WWE.
Yeah, he
The
just
best part about it,
just came out of TNA.
the best part about it was the end of the promo. They walk back and they show the announce table, and JBL's just standing. He's just staring. And he says, "He took her name."
Yep.
He's so stunned, just he took her name.
That was hilarious. Look at JBL's face.
So good.
Oh man. Outside of that, yeah, I didn't really know. I was kind of in the dark about that whole thing because I didn't really follow TNA.
It was a rumor.
It was a big
couple
rumor.
weeks. Yeah. I expected them on SmackDown. I didn't expect them on the show.
Yeah.
But up next, there's
My question about before we go on is:
Okay.
is he still going by the Miracle? Because I kind of missed out on
no,
that.
I don't think so.
Nah, I think he's just going with Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, he's
He
going
was
by
Mike
Mike.
Bennett.
Yeah, he was Michael Bennett.
He was like the Miracle Mike Bennett in TNA.
Yeah, he was the miracle of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I think he's just hey, Maria Kanellis is my wife. Which is an interesting gimmick. He's riding off her coattails in this gimmick, which is interesting. I like to see where it goes from here.
I wasn't wearing my glasses, so at first it looked like Heath Slater.
You're not the only person who said that, TV.
I'm just one man.
Or Heath. Anyway, up next, WWE Championship match. Jinder Mahal defends against Randy Orton in a match that absolutely 100% repeated the finish to how Jinder won the title. Let's not pretend it was the exact same finish. Randy Orton assaults the Singh brothers, rolls into the ring, and immediately gets hit by Jinder's finisher and gets pinned.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're saying the match was good until the end where they screwed it up, just like
I
every
didn't
other
say it
match
was
in
good.
this card.
Exactly.
I'm saying I thought it was a good match. I mean,
I didn't say
I
it
didn't
was
think I
good.
didn't think it was a bad match. Yeah, I didn't think it was
I
a
thought it
bad
was a good
match. I mean,
match.
I think it was kind of comical how okay, another we're doing this again. Okay, cool, Vince, we're doing it again. Well, no, I mean, technically not because this isn't Vince's writing, or not Vince's writing per se, but Vince has less to do with SmackDown. I mean, am I right to assume that? I mean, they're different writing teams, right?
Yeah, they're different writing teams.
But ultimately, Vince has the say so on both shows.
yes.
Okay. So yeah,
I think
so
he has
we'll
more
go with
say
that.
so on SmackDown. I think I was gonna say Hunter has more say, but that's only on NXT. That's why it's doing so well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I got confused for a second there too. And I was like, oh, that's NXT. But yeah, I mean,
I never said it was good. It was it was a match. Was it the worst WWE Championship match I've ever seen? No. However, it wasn't great. It reinforced what I already knew
great.
is that Jinder's not good.
it wasn't great. I'll call it a good match.
yeah.
I'll call
I
it
mean, I
3.5.
understand what they're. I
I'd call
understand
it
what they're trying.
solid. I'd call it watchable.
I understand what they're trying to do, but I think it's getting pulled on for way too long.
I just wanted to end.
Let's just go ahead and do the what is it? The Punjabi prison match. What is it called?
Yeah, the Punjabi prison match. Just give it. Just get it over with.
Just get it over with. Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, the cage contains some kind of toxin that can make Jinder a good wrestler.
Yes.
Wow.
He scrapes his arm on one of the bamboos and he just becomes a better wrestler.
Oh my god.
Amazing. But yeah,
Does
I already said what the
anybody-
finish was.
Now, we before the match they showed, because it came into play later in the match, they showed a bunch of St. Louis wrestling greats.
Oh yeah, they showed a bunch of old people ringside.
Yeah, two of those gentlemen being Cowboy Bob Orton
And Ric Flair.
and Ric Flair. Now, was anyone else under the impression that Ric Flair was from North Carolina?
Ric Flair is from North Carolina. He's from. It's just I don't know why they consider him in St. Louis, unless he was born in St. Louis and moved it.
I think no,
North
I don't think it was
Carolina.
specifically. Was it specifically people from St. Louis?
I was under the impression that it
I
was.
think it was just people from St. Louis and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, Rick's here, and we're going to be talking about Hall of Famers, and if we don't get him out there, he'll never, ever, ever stop wooing. So,
He's a two-time
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, so I guess
The
you got to
only-
have him there.
The only two-time Hall of Famer.
Yes, it was a bunch of old wrestlers. Sergeant Slaughter was there. I can't remember the other two guys because they were like way before my time. And yeah, it was Sergeant Slaughter, Cowboy Bob Orton, and Flair. The Singh brothers
Yeah.
attempted to beat up Cowboy Bob Orton. That did not go
Which-
well.
I say I feel like I wasn't the only person that saw that coming with the introduction of them, and
It couldn't have been.
knowing-
It could have only been more obvious if they just wrote it on the hard camera, just like, "Hey, this
Right.
will happen."
Oh, here
Yeah.
you go.
One thing that amused
Put
me.
it-
One thing that amused me greatly.
Put it
is-
in little captions.
little captions. One thing that amused me
Up on
greatly
the screen.
is one of the Singh brothers. We'll call him Brother One. Held Cowboy Bob Orton, grabbed his shirt, right? Grabbed his shirt and like pulled him up. While Singh Brother Two went to grab his shirt but didn't, so he was just holding his fist right on like his chest, like on Bob
Yeah.
Orton's chest. And I just thought it was funny.
I laughed so hard when I saw that. I'm like, yeah, that he was supposed to grab that shirt, not just put his chest on his fist on his chest.
So Randy Orton eventually kills them. Especially kills one of them with that jumping RKO on the announce table, which, by the way,
Uh-huh.
looked great.
I still can't help but feel that Brandy took the most of that, though.
I mean, of course,
I mean,
Yeah.
this all Singh brother had to do was just fall down forward.
it looked
Randy
great,
had to-
but I mean,
Randy had to jump from one announce table onto the other and land on his back.
right? But well, that's what I'm saying, though. It kind of negates the entire somebody getting slammed on the announce table.
That could be said for the
He
RKO in
basically-
general.
Well, yeah, I mean, he slammed himself, and it was just kind of like, who really lost that exchange? You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it didn't look like it phased Randy Orton, as it never does,
It's kind of like
because that's his move. But
it's kind of like the joke that people make about the end of days from Baron Corbin that he gives himself
Mhm.
a rock bottom.
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, like I said, Randy Orton immediately rolls into the ring and gets hit with Jinder's finisher, which is like one of those finishers that you see it and you're just like, this guy's a fucking jobber. Like, it is a Campbell clutch into a slam.
Exactly.
It could only be worse if it was like a pump handle slam like Bobby Roode had when he first debuted in NXT.
Or the boogeyman.
Oh
by
my
the way,
god,
It was terrible.
the rude bomb is what they called it.
Yeah.
The Glorious
That was-
Bomb.
Yeah,
The
it's
glorious bomb. Yeah, the glorious bomb. And I was like, seriously? I was like, how's that? I was like, Road Dogg did that shit all the time.
His finisher now is better.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot cooler looking, I'd say. Because when he first did the Glorious Bomb, like, I'm pretty sure that's the only time he did it.
Okay.
It got, like, no reaction. And then when the match was over, people were just like, oh, that was the finish. Okay. You don't want one of those finishers. You do not want a finisher where the crowd is always just like, that's it? Okay, cool. You know? You don't want to be
Indeed.
boring. You don't want to be Jinder Mahal. Up next, Breezango came out to find out who were the tag team that challenged them on the VCR, the videotape. And it was the Ascension.
This is the most weirdly placed match.
Exactly.
That's what I was gonna say too. I
Hold on.
don't see
one
how
thing I
it
just noticed.
was
One
placed
thing
there.
I just thought of. The Ascension recorded this video, right? And put it on a VCR tape.
Yes.
First of all, how? VCR tapes haven't existed for years.
Oh, you can
Like,
go to Kmart and buy VCR tapes. Or VHS, excuse me.
Yeah, VHS tapes, but still. Like, I get it for the comedic sense of, oh, they're back in the 80s with Fashion Vice. but still. It's a matter of principle here.
I feel like
Yeah.
it wasn't actually recorded on a VHS, and I say that because it was probably just a VHS tape, prop tape. They just put it like it was
I know,
an
but I'm
actual
saying-
TV.
I'm
and
saying,
things
like,
like that. But
in the story, in kayfabe, they put that on a VHS tape.
right,
Mm.
right, like how
Yes.
and or why.
Anyway, Connor of the Ascension's looking real fat right now.
Yeah, he is.
He hasn't been getting TV
he's-
time, so he's been hitting up catering.
Yeah, he's looking like Bo Dallas.
Yo.
Months ago.
Bo Dallas is just like skinny fat though.
Doe Dallas.
Bo Dallas.
Skinny fat though, like what the fuck?
Like he's thin, but he's flabby.
Not anymore.
Okay, not anymore. Okay,
Mm.
but this
I don't
match
think-
went as expected. Of course, Breezango win fairly easily. The Ascension have been dead for years, and it makes me very sad.
Yeah,
I'm a legitimate
Which is
Ascension
also-
fan.
which is also why I was kind of unsure why they played this angle. Like they kind of did him a little dirty, I think. So it's almost one of those like, why are they trying to have him back? Like, what are they trying to do here to salvage what they already kind of ran him into the ground or jobbed them into the ground, as it were.
Man. But the match was overall mediocre, and that was kind of to be expected, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's- Like I said, it was something they should have done on the pre-show. They could have cut the segment at the beginning of the pre-show, done the match at the end of the pre-show. All would have been well.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I wouldn't have seen the Fashion Vice if it was on the pre-show, and that would have been sad because that segment was pretty great.
Whose
Yeah.
fault is that, sir? Who do you have to blame? You better pay attention to that pre-show. You don't want to miss out. You never know what's going to happen in the WWE. You
But
know
I mean,
how
this
they
is
say that.
WWE. They don't put important shit on the pre-show unless it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Still
Maybe they
salty that they
should.
were
Well,
two
and
title
that's-
matches on the pre-show WrestleMania this year.
To say that you never know what's going to happen in the WWE, yes and no, because the predictability I feel lately is kind of laughable,
hmm
and it's like,
It's better than it was before, though.
Yeah.
If you're watching in 2010, the predictability was just like you could call an entire episode of Raw.
well, yeah,
Trust me, I did. I watched during the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages, otherwise known as the guest host era.
Oh boy.
Oh, it was terrible. If you weren't around for it, thank whatever god you pray to. And then we move on to the Money in the Bank, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. One that was actually good, featuring AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, possibly the smartest man in this entire match. Nakamura was making his entrance and decided, I don't want to wait for this guy, and beat him up during his entrance at the stage. And Nakamura got carried to the back, and the match started with one man down.
yeah, I was a little upset with how that had started. That was, of course, with the mindset of Nakamura was not coming back at all.
Yeah.
Um,
It took him a hot minute to come back, though.
Yeah.
It looked like he wasn't going to come back.
Exactly. So I was kind of frustrated by that, but it didn't end that way.
It's all part of the story. It
Yeah.
worked. It worked.
It was good.
Match was actually pretty good, I'd say. It was by far the best match of the night, like by several country miles.
Mhm.
I was surprised at how much offense Dolph Ziggler got out, but that's just what WWE's doing right now. Apparently, for some reason,
How often he did what?
he got
How much?
offense.
Yeah, how much
Oh,
offense
okay.
he got?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did well. I mean, the whole match was just good and full of action. There were no real lulls in it.
Yeah.
I think, of course, everyone's best part of the match was after Shinsuke came back
Of course.
and
I mean,
he and AJ did the little
your face
mini
off.
thing. Yeah, little face off. There you go. That's a good term for it. That was a
Yeah,
great part.
I wanted Shinsuke to win that, of course, but I felt like they were gonna go the route of Corbin, and ultimately,
The
they
good
didn't
thing about
disappoint
what that face off was, it was a tease for the future.
Yep.
Indeed.
which is fine with me.
And I'm
I
also
would
fine
take it.
with Baron Corbin winning. I'm
Same.
completely okay with it because I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm a
I'm
fan
not.
of Baron Corbin. Don't hear
Yeah,
it
I'm
though.
not mad at all.
He's
I
growing
think
on me.
most people were expecting AJ Styles, but Corbin.
I was just
definitely
curious as to what's
okay.
going on because like AJ was pushed so hard when he first came back, and now he's kind of like slowly but surely like
Well, he's just not in the main event anymore. It's not like he's being like really slowed down or anything. He's just not in the main event. He's got this feud going right now with Kevin for the U.S. title, which is his main thing right now. Especially if you watch SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm okay with what they're doing with him. They're just, it's a slow, steady build for having him in the WWE for a while and him do a bunch of different stuff. Hit some accolades, things like that. I mean, sure, everybody wants to roll up in there and grab the world title out the gate. Absolutely, who wouldn't want to? But a lot of the things that we praise wrestlers for these days, people like Shawn Michaels, is having had the triple crowns and the grand slams and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's still on AJ and whoever's in AJ's corner to make sure that he hits those. I mean, because it's important if he wants to cement his legacy not only as a great wrestler throughout the world, but even just his in WWE legacy. It's important that he hit those milestones.
stalling out. Yeah.
But those aren't milestones that every wrestler hits. I mean, you look
Yeah.
back, and there's only a handful of people that get all those.
There's only a handful of Grand Slam winners. I mean, Chris Jericho only got his this year from winning the U.S.
Yeah.
title, and Chris Jericho's been wrestling in WWE since 1999.
Yeah,
Yeah, takes a hot
exactly.
minute.
So exactly. So I mean, it can take a lot minute. So it's good that he
Got the main one right out of the gate.
working to the future and
Yeah.
and trying to hit these get these things. It's great. I think it's exactly what needs to happen with AJ. Keep him happy, keep him around a while. He doesn't necessarily need to be in the main event.
Also, it's
Yeah,
something that
so-
needs to happen because it automatically makes the U.S. title more important.
Exactly.
It makes it more important because a top guy like AJ Styles is going for it. That's like exactly what John Cena did a couple years ago. John Cena made it feel more important in that 1 year than it has felt in the past 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I saw a lot of people on Twitter going back, like saying that Nikki Bella was coming back. I'm like, no, she's not going to be coming back this pay-per-view. There's no way.
It's kind of out of nowhere.
Good.
Good.
I meant to bring it up before, but it totally slipped my mind until I was looking at Twitter.
We really do need that soundbite of just Killer saying good.
Good.
Anyway, I liked on Talking Smack after the show, Jinder Mahal was on the show and he talked about all his hard work. And then afterwards, Baron Corbin came on the show and he delivered possibly my favorite line ever. He said, "Hard work is an excuse for people with no talent."
See, I don't watch that stuff. The Talking Smack. I don't.
You need to. Talking Smack is great.
Oh my god! I've only caught it a few times. I caught it the one time The Miz went berserk on
Mhm.
Daniel Bryan, but that's good. Good job,
You know,
Corbin.
talking smack Baron Corbin is a lot better than SmackDown Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Because like you see
That
him,
is
and he is
true.
just like a lot more like confident because like it's just the thing about talking smack is there's no script, and a lot of people get to show who they really are. Sometimes you'll be like Miz, and you'll do like even better than what you normally do, or sometimes you'll be like Bailey.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. There's no script for like you said. There's no script for talking smack. So like you said, you can basically say whatever you want.
Yeah, you can
And that's
let
why
out the
that's-
inner you, and like you don't
That's
have.
why
You're
some
not.
of the best segments with Kevin Owens were on Talking Smack. Like it was just he had some really good segments with Renee.
Yeah. If you
I
watch
can't remember who it is.
the one after SmackDown this week, the New Day on it were like legitimately hilarious to me.
They're always great. I will have to go back and watch that then.
Like,
Yeah, didn't they have like a skeleton?
Yeah,
like
they had
like a skeleton.
They had a skeleton with one of the Usos hoodies, and that was I forgot his name. Jaheim. It was Jaheim Uso.
Giant.
Jaheim and Daniel Bryan both hugged and kissed the skeleton.
I'm glad to see him back now. I know
Yeah,
he has the father leave
Yeah.
because him and congratulations to them having their baby.
Yes. Little birdie. What's her name?
Good old little birdie.
And that was Money in the Bank. It was
Out of 5, I give it a 2.5.
that's generous. I give it a 2.
I just gave it a 2.5 because I actually predicted the main event for once in my life.
Yeah, like, and on the YouTube version, I needed to like edit that in the clip of you predicting the finish because it was from the last episode. Knowing the fucking line SmackDown's going in right now, it'll be fucking Dolph who wins it.
No, it'll be Baron Corbin.
I'd prefer Baron Corbin over Dolph.
I wouldn't be surprised with Baron Corbin, but I would appreciate it if AJ Styles won it.
That'd be great. I need to make sure I do that. But yeah, I feel like it was okay. Light to decent 2 out of 5. It was okay.
Now the question is what did Dave Meltzer give it? Cake.
Oh, the ratings? It
Yeah.
was overall like it varied. He gave the women's
On a
title match
scale of
a
1 to 5, what do you give it?
Eh.
Like what?
I mean,
Isn't a number.
his rating system, sometimes he'll just give matches the word dud.
Nice.
So did he give this pay-per-view a dud?
No. He gave the main event 4.5. I remember that much.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And the women's title match got a 1.
Good.
And thus,
That's exactly.
a star is born.
That's exactly what it deserves.
And thus, we have a new running joke on the show.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
I feel like
Okay, I found the ratings.
ultimately, I feel like this, like our show here is going to be just nothing but running jokes at the end of it, and people are going to stop by like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
It's just gonna be whack, balls, good.
Good.
You have it queued up on a hotkey, you hit it good.
Good.
Whack.
Good.
Good.
You just have Hannibal Burr come across the screen.
He does it occasionally now.
Oh god.
Good.
Yeah, you gotta set up a hotkey in
There he is.
in OBS to have it to go full screen.
Just good.
Just have Killer's logo and it just saying.
And I'm
good.
kind of glad I didn't sort, because I haven't sorted out the Great Balls of Whack yet.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad I didn't know because they keep changing the logo. So
That's
it's like,
true.
okay, like can we get a final logo before I actually sort that? Like,
This one we have now is the final logo,
I hope so.
I believe.
I'd say it probably is. But yeah, I got the Money in the Bank ratings here. The women's Money in the Bank match got a 3.0, which I was pretty surprised about. New Day Usos got 325. The women's match, like I said, got a 1. Good. Jinder Orton got a 3.5. Fashion Police versus the Ascension also got a 1. And men's Money in the Bank got men's Money
I
in the
think it
Bank.
got a 1 because, like you said, it was like a really odd place to match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was odd place, and it was kind of just thrown together, like you said. I mean, the more I think about it after you had said that, like, A, why would the Ascension record on a VHS tape? B, where did they get said VHS tape? C, where did they get said camcorder to record on said VHS tape? Like,
From Ric
what?
Flair, he was already there.
Yo,
He got it from Flair.
Just carries one
Out the
around,
back of
never
his
know when you might
limousine.
need one.
Flair's just like, you guys want to watch some old NWA tapes? Hey, do you mind if we borrow some of these so we can record over them? What? And then they just leave, and Ric Flair goes wooing and talking to some woman.
oh my god.
And that was Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was something.
Yeah, it was a pay-per-view.
Out of all the pay-per-views this year, this was one of them.
Yep, this was one of them. Definitely not my favorite. Like I said, this most of the time I enjoy the pay-per-views as a whole. This one I didn't really, I wouldn't have been mad had I missed it because of how things ended up. It's one of those and it sucks because I genuinely like to find value in things that I love and things that I pay for as well. I mean, granted, the network's only $10 a month, but I'm not too mad that I didn't enjoy it, but just wish it was better.
Right.
But hey, there's always great balls of fire, right?
Yeah, we always got our good old WWE balls.
The word "great" is already in the name. I mean,
We always got. Hopefully
can't
the
go
balls. Hopefully the balls save the day.
The
Or save
balls
the
will come to the
month, rather.
rescue.
balls twist.
Yeah,
We can only hope.
and I think that's probably the thing because wasn't that Vince's thing back in the day?
What
And
was
I feel like he had this angle of like the grapefruits.
the great
remember that?
balls?
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's why this is a thing because he talked about having the biggest grapefruits.
Well, like I
Like back in
said,
the
I feel like
Attitude Era and stuff?
I feel like this pay-per-view exists because the name makes Vince laugh.
Yeah, and he probably likes the song.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of thing that he would have had as a kid.
And honestly,
Yeah.
I can dig the like the promo they have for it with the whole drive-in and stuff. Like, I like how it's put together.
Yeah,
Very fitting, I think
I
that,
thought the promos itself aren't serious about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I
like
don't
the
think they're serious about it at all.
Like that first one I sent you guys, where it's like WWE Great Balls of Fire.
Well, I mean, like the actual intro
Yeah,
where it was cutting to like the dine-in or the drive-in movies and like
Yeah.
the diner, like that. It's a really well put together video package for like the intro of the show.
hmm
I think the design team on it. However, the logo doesn't really correlate to the song very well and to the vibe that they're trying to send off.
hmm
It really is night and day. But hey, whatever. WWE, they do whatever they want.
the promos reference the song. The logo references Balls on Fire.
Exactly.
yes.
And only the logo as of late references only the balls on fire because previous logo
Yeah,
represented balls and shaft.
Yeah, they got rid of the dick.
They had a quick decision.
Damn right.
You would say it got shafted. All right. Grade A1 jokes right here. Yeah.
I can feel some people going to their channels and unhosting.
So what would you say about the shaft getting shafted, Killa? Good.
Yeah. It was probably for the best.
Those for the greater good.
Get that dick out of here. It was funny to get out of here.
I think after Sasha Banks probably replied to that tweet, that's when they probably went back and
Yeah.
like,
They're probably like, yeah, we probably
yeah,
should
this,
change
this
this.
we need to fix this.
Yeah.
Let's at least get rid of the dick.
Right.
We can keep the
And then let's
balls.
just make it two balls that are just not of equal size to make
No.
everybody feel safe.
Then I can sleep easy at night.
Right. I mean, because, and not to say I mean, just want to make everybody feel welcome. Because, if somebody has even balls, feel good about themselves. But if they don't have even balls, if one's bigger than the other, you kind of feel a little shafted by society. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So in this instance,
I want to see how many he's got. Just let him go.
That's all I got. I got nothing else. But yeah. I mean, I am a dad, so I guess dumb dad jokes are right up my alley, huh?
I mean, I make these jokes on
Is that
my
your
team.
dad?
I'd say they're down your shaft.
Yeah. I mean, killer. I mean, that's another conversation for another day.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right, we want to talk about Mauro Ronaldo?
Yeah, we'll get that out of the way now. So
Yeah, I saw that earlier too.
it was our original suspicion was that Morrow was done with WWE after several things, which we shall not get into. However, it was revealed today on his Instagram that he's coming back to WWE to commentate on NXT.
I am totally okay with this.
Yes.
100%.
I'm okay with that.
Any way we can get Mario on a show announcing some damn wrestling, let's just go with that. Because
Isn't he also doing MMA announcing now?
Yeah,
As well?
he does Bellator.
Playing forever. Apparently.
He does Bellator, and he's doing the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yo, I'm gonna have to watch that now just for him. See how he calls that.
Yeah, he does Bellator as well. Bellator is the TNA of like MMA because it's where all the old guys go.
It's the Raiders of MMA. Except for Derek Carr, definitely not old guy. But anyway, I'm just glad. I'm glad he's I'm glad he's he's feeling better. He's not feeling so depressed, and he can get back to doing the thing. And we as the universe, get Morrow back. I think NXT is perfect. I think it's a great place for him. That being said, are they getting rid of the Percy guy?
No, I think I think Tom Phillips isn't going to call NXT anymore.
Yeah, Tom, I think they're getting rid of Tom.
It's going to be Morrow, Nigel, and Percy.
Yeah.
Which, if anything, it'll be good for Percy to learn. He's learning from Nigel McGuinness and Mauro Ranallo, so he's got two experienced guys there with him.
That's good, because he certainly sounds a lot like David Otunga right now, and
He's
I'm
better than
really
David
excited.
Yeah, he's struggling right now.
Yeah,
I like him more than David Otunga, I'll say that much.
yeah, that's definitely true. That guy, man. That guy. Come on,
that
WWE,
guy.
please. Just let him switch. I don't know. I don't even know if I could take it if they just switched places and put, Percy on SmackDown and.
Well,
or,
Otunga's supposed to be on
now,
Raw,
actually.
but he's
he's
being
supposed to be on
covered
Raw.
right now by Booker T.
Yeah, because he's doing movies.
Well, you know what? Fine. Keep doing movies. Just don't be on announcement. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. It's terrible.
Go to Hollywood like The Rock, dude.
I'll take it, man. Whatever. Do what you're going to do. Just don't be on my show calling pay-per-view or calling play-by-play, because it's obvious. You get reading every single thing.
I'm sure you're a nice guy, but you're
somebody's
not
writing his lines and handing them to him as the show goes on. And then they're going to, somebody in his ears, all right, listen up. 3, 2, 1, read it. And then David Otunga reads the line. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's just bad. I mean, he just doesn't have what he needs to be a play-by-play guy. Or a color commentator for that matter, or any of that. It's just not in his cards.
It's just not.
It's bad. It's not good. It's bad.
Call it what it is. It's whack.
Indeed.
But we move on to Raw. Some Raw highlights. Gonna be mainly one thing, if we're gonna be honest here. The biggest thing that happened on Raw, of course, Braun Strowman returned.
So happy to see it.
During Roman Reigns' match with Samoa Joe, an ambulance shows up on the Titantron, backing up. Braun Strowman gets out and screams thrusting his arms in the air and heads to the ring. Joe wins his match, and then Braun comes out. It says to Roman Reigns, "I'm not finished with you." Chokeslams him, and then challenges him to an ambulance match at good old hashtag WWE Balls.
I found a picture on Twitter. I can't remember what it is, but it was like a roses are red.
Oh, yeah, he actually tweeted that, like, roses are red, violets are blue, something, I'm not finished with you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
extremely clever.
I like it. It's good. Well, let's talk about the real
Yeah.
highlight of Raw. Of
Oh,
course.
I thought we were still. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
I
happy
know.
about.
I swerved you guys with this one. You thought I was going to say it. Enzo's attacker is revealed, and it was Cass.
Like we didn't
Yep.
all see that coming. But
I
Yeah,
heard
like
about that. I was sad I missed it, but
it took too long.
yeah.
took too long, I guess, to get the angle over. I think
Yeah,
could have done it in probably 2 less shows.
Could have happened a lot sooner.
Yeah.
However, Cass's promo was pretty damn great. Just talking about how he would be soaring right now in WWE if it wasn't for Enzo. And how Enzo's mouth writes checks that his ass can't cash.
especially the one to Conor McGregor. The tweet.
I mean, I don't think he's wrong in that regard because Enzo talks a lot of shit.
And
And,
Cass,
he
Cass is there
gets
to
it.
back him up.
Yeah, and he gets that ass beat a lot. But again, though, I mean, I think Enzo is capable of not being squashed all the time.
But in the
But
story,
That's how they write
in
it.
storyline, he
Right.
gets squashed all the time and he needs Cass.
Right. So hopefully,
Now that Cass is gone,
hopefully he doesn't go by the wayside and just get pushed down.
Yeah,
I'm thinking a feud will happen between the two before like anything like that happens.
Yeah.
They'll
but
start
that's
a feud
I think
and
that'd be
then
a squash match, though.
Yeah, but I hope it's something where Cass just doesn't whoop his ass. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to see Enzo fight back just to kind of do that, show him that, hey, it's not what you're saying, and to show everybody that, like, Cass just wasn't everything of the group, always saving his ass and everything like that.
Mhm.
Like, Enzo is actually capable of doing it.
of course.
Because I know from a wrestler perspective, sure he can, but from storyline wise, I hope they write it that way, so he can at least, so it's not just a total squash match, because that would be dumb. To me, I think that would be stupid.
Right. Let me just say that it speaks volumes to Enzo too. Let's just look at this from the real life standpoint of it. When Cass was cutting his promo. Sorry, when Cass was cutting his promo, Enzo actually cried a legit tear. Like an
Shed
actual
Yeah.
tear.
a single tear.
Yeah, he fucking cried, man. Like, good job.
It added
Good
more
job.
to the story than anything that Enzo could have possibly said.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that whole entire time during the promo, like Enzo was like, "Oh, I know it wasn't you. I don't believe it." But then Cash just comes out and then it just rips that promo. It made it even better.
Cass
'Cause
like,
Enzo-
showing what we knew from NXT, that he can talk, that he's good on the mic, and when he was done, he kicked Enzo in the face.
Yeah, it was good.
That was actually the way that Raw closed. But actually a pretty good episode of Raw, all things considered.
Yeah, considering which, I mean,
Can we talk about the Drifter again, real quick?
Feel free.
absolutely.
Feel free.
He just his spotlight things are getting like more and more
Ridiculous.
interesting. Yes, because he was talking. Where were they at? Where were they at for Monday? They were in Tennessee, weren't they?
I don't know. Hold on, let me check. I got a little thing right here. I'm pretty sure it says it where they were.
Well, basically, he cut the same promo that he did like at Backlash when they were in Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
and he was basically like, "This town is just filthy and
They were in-
disgusting."
Evansville, Indiana.
It was just a really good promo.
Yeah.
But then he got interrupted by Finn Balor, and then blah blah blah. That's it.
That's it.
So speaking of Finn Balor, he wrestled Bo Dallas. Immediately following that, and that's where I'm getting when I said earlier that I think that Dallas doesn't look as flabby as he used to. I think he's looking a lot better.
I didn't actually see that, so I don't know what he looks like.
Based on from what he's looking like in that match, he looks like he's getting better. Plus, he's growing a beard and everything.
Dude, that facial hair though, I'm sorry, but it made me laugh.
He does kind of look weird with it, but it works too.
He doesn't get to the point where his brother is with his beard and everything.
Beards really add to people. I mean, have you seen pictures of Neville without his beard? He just looks weird.
Yeah, I remember Neville with no beard. Yeah, it's elfy as fuck.
That was before King of the Cruiserweight days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before he shaved his head so you could see his anger veins. Like, so much anger in such a small man. But then, that's about it really for Raw. And SmackDown really just had the one highlight of Daniel Bryan rendering the women's Money in the Bank match obsolete and setting a new one for next week.
Yes.
Obsolete. Yeah, that's... What a way to fuck it up, WWE. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
They had one chance, dude. They had one chance. We all talked about it, at the start of the show because it was the first thing we talked about. But really, you had one chance. You had one shot, one opportunity to not get mom spaghetti on your sweater, WWE, and you fucked it up.
Start quoting some Eminem lyrics.
Yeah, you fucked it up. You screwed up. You like. I really, that was the first time I'd heard it put this way, but yeah, you legit had a dude win the first women's ladder Money in the Bank match. I had never, until one of you guys said at the beginning of the show, that was, I hadn't heard it like that, but yeah.
You must not interact with wrestling fans on Twitter a lot, because that's all that was happening.
No, I don't. I don't really interact with people outside of this, whatever Twitch chat I'm in, and my stream.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I did say on Twitter earlier this week that if wrestling fans and video game fans had a competition about who could complain more, the
world would implode.
The world would collapse upon itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And that's it for basically everything. Nothing else really happened.
Yeah, nothing else really stood out for me. I'm interested to see what happens next week going into that
women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, the women's Money in the Bank match, on a regular weekly show, instead of the pay-per-view, which it should have been on. But I mean, we've already covered that more than enough. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what happens. Let's hope they don't go 0-2 on that.
I'd like to give a quick little shout out to this week's episode of NXT and the main event of Aleister Black and Cassius Ohno. Great match.
What a good match it was.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic. I'm sad I missed it.
Check it out.
I was even asked, are you watching NXT tonight? And I was like, nah, because again, I mean, I was doing other things, and family came in last night, and getting stuff ready and all that shit. But
and there's also next
I'll probably
week.
have to go back and watch it.
There's also next week for NXT main event. Asuka defends the title against Nikki Cross in a last woman standing match. Definitely have to check
that should be good. Yeah, that ought to be good. I like Asuka. I really do.
I like
Nikki Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I like Ruby Riott, but I mean, she's nowhere to be. She's not there no more. She's not in the picture for the women's title.
Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah, that's about it really. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks, 2 or 3, whenever it is, so we can talk about
we gonna talk about them balls.
We gonna talk about them balls. Our longest awaited show. I'm more excited to talk about this than WrestleMania, honestly.
Yeah, talk about them ball. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Lesnar and Joe. I am. I genuinely am. I'm really looking forward to that match.
Here's the question: do you see them giving Joe the title?
No.
I'd like to see it. But
no.
I don't know. It's really tough to say because I don't know what the hell. I mean, because Lesnar's contract is so finicky. He's paid per appearance, and he has the title, and only makes 2 appearances every 6 months or whatever. It's
I would say I'd be extremely, extremely surprised if Joe wins. That's the level that I'm at right now because I don't see it at all.
I'd like to see it happen. I think
like
Joe
to see it. Yeah,
would be a good champion. I think he would definitely bring the fight to Lesnar.
Yeah.
Especially after he cut that promo with Heyman.
Yeah.
Like that was fantastic. Like it was. Oh my god, he was just so over with that. I loved it, and he actually put hands on Heyman.
Basically telling Heyman he's going to put his arms around his neck and he's going to feel pain.
Oh, it was just so good. And I'm sure it's not like I don't want to see it be like, oh, Brock Lesnar's going to take him to Suplex City like he does everybody else and just end the match quickly or be a squash match like him and Goldberg. Like, I hope they don't do anything like that. I don't feel like they're going to do anything like that.
I'm hoping for an actual match.
Yeah. From the looks of it, though, like Lesnar has had like Lesnar and Goldberg are apparently friends, like IRL, like good friends apparently, and the whole thing with Taker and Lesnar, like Lesnar ending the streak, like that was a thing. Like they're friends too, kind of. You know what I mean? Like if Taker was, it was apparently the speculation or the rumor, whatever the case was. Taker said if it was going to be anybody, that's who he wanted it to be. So that's who it was. So it's like one of those things that like I don't think Lesnar's just going to go up against anybody for no good reason.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure like there's some type of mutual respect there, and it runs a lot deeper than just basic friendship kind of. Like I'm pretty sure that they're really. I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be really good.
I'd say so as well.
I hope.
I really hope so.
But we'll see where the balls drop. Am I right? Am I right? I had one more in me.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
The good part is by the next podcast, these jokes will be done.
Or will they?
Or will they? Indeed.
By the next podcast, will these jokes get the shaft? Find out next time on Nerds.
By the next podcast, will we replace Infamous with someone else?
Oh, Infamous.
Ow. That cut deep, dude.
Yeah. I feel like if that doesn't end up happening, you're really gonna get the shaft.
So if these jokes are not done after next time's podcast, then I'm not welcome back.
Yeah, you're getting the shaft.
Nice, dude. Just so long as it's yours. What?
I mean, who else would?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean.
You're killing the back.
Now that this is taking a very awkward turn, I think it's time we say our goodbyes.
I think it's time we close the show and pretend this never happened.
Yep.
Right.
But it's on the internet.
Quickly delete VOD. delete this
VOD.
part for the delete this section for the VOD.
Edit it out for the YouTube version.
No, just kidding. Just JK, man.
But that's
all
gonna
good.
do it for us for this week. We had a pretty good time. There's a lot of dick jokes, mostly from Infamous. Now, if you could please, Infamous, say goodbye.
You guys have a great evening. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you guys as usual.
Everybody have a great night, and thanks for coming out.
Toast.
Thanks for coming out, guys. It's a fun ride.
And for myself,
one more dick joke.
Yep.
About fun rides. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
and on that note, we'll see you next time for Great Balls of Fire.